Hello, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday to all, and I hope everyone is doing great. Um, Nasa huling days na lang po tayo sa month of May, no? At sadyabang napakabilis po ng panahon. Parang kailan lang po na nagme-May 1 and right now, we are now on our last few more days before the month of May matatapos, no? So, few more days from now, June 1 na po. Alam niyo po, I really love beginnings. No, I really love first day of the month, first month of the year, and the reason why I like beginnings is because it gives us a chance, no, another chance to cope up, another chance na to do better. It gives us a new chance na pwede nating gawin ang mga bagay-bagay na hindi po natin nagawa on the previous months po or mga previous days. So I really love beginnings. So it doesn't really matter if May is about to end. Anyway, June is about to begin. Okay? So, if ever po, meron pa po kayong mga last minute po na mga follow-ups to your respective prospects, either for client or possible na magiging business partner nyo po rito, remind them, no? Malay po natin, baka they will have a quick decision making and they will be able to come up with a better and much more exciting decision doon po sa property na in-offer nyo po. Okay? So, catch up lang po, no? Catch up lang po. Anyway, tuloy-tuloy po ang mga schedules po natin all throughout the week. Later tonight at 8 o'clock, meron po tayong uh, learning session. It's a training night, no? It should be handled by Miss Novelin, no less than. Then tomorrow, we will have our recruitment seminar at 8 p.m. via Zoom. Wednesday at 2 p.m., then Thursday at 8 o'clock also via Zoom. Okay, then the rest of the week, meron po tayo yung mga usual po natin na mga face-to-face na mga schedule. Friday po sa opisina, sa Danau City po, sa headquarters natin, all across. Butuan, Cagayan, Dumaguete, Bacolod. On Fridays, they all have their uh, weekend schedule for recruitment or accreditation seminars. Okay, then eventually we will be announcing our set of schedule for the month of June. Okay, so congratulations sa mga nakabenta for this month. Congratulations din po for those who strive so much, no, exerted their effort to be able to make their first inquiry, their first tripping, and a lot of those things that you are doing actually, hindi po sayang lahat yan. Everything ay meron po yang patutunguhan, everything po ay may resulta po yan one day. Para po tayong nagtatanim po dito, no? You just simply plant, you don't see the process, but eventually magkakaroon po tayo ng harvest, basta tuloy-tuloy lang po ang pagtatanim po natin every single day. Yun lang naman po ang yun lang naman po ang pinakasekreto natin dito. You just have to keep on planting. And by the way, if you are already watching with me right now, nandiyan na po kayo. Ayusin ko lang tong kwelyo ko kasi parang tabingi, no? Ayusin ko lang yung kwelyo ko. But anyway, if you are already there, can I make a little request if you could share it to your respective teams, groups, para po they will be able to join with us. They will be able to catch up with us. And of course, kasi learning session to walang masasayang po nito. Okay? So tonight or today or ano bang oras dyan? I think it's almost 6 no? My topic for today, I entitled it actually Leadership Equals Result. No, yun po yung pag-uusapan po natin. Alam niyo po, marami pong nagtatanong sa akin dito kung ano ba yung negosyo ko talaga. Now, at the first glance, ang papasok sa isipan ko is actually yung negosyo is ang real estate. Pero nung tinatansya ko talaga, yung real estate is the product that I am selling. Yun pala yung produkto na binibenta ko, yung real estate project, yung real estate property, yun po yung product. Nasa real estate industry po tayo as to product is concerned sa binabenta po natin. On the other hand, tinitingnan ko yung personal. Yung personal ko po, ano ba talaga yung mission ko? Ano ba talaga yung negosyo ko? I am into developing people. I am into developing people to become leaders just like you. And that's exactly the reason why, right from the very beginning, si DPPI po has always been in the business of building people and changing lives. And that's exactly our business, my business, each and everyone's business. Now, we are here to develop each and every one of you to become leaders in the industry. Pero bakit nga ba? Bakit nga ba importante ang isang leadership? Alam nyo, as what John Maxwell have said, everything rises and fall on leadership. Ibig sabihin, napakasimple ho. Pwedeng mag-succeed tayo because of leadership. Pwede rin tayong babagsak because of leadership. A lot of things really had happened with good leadership. A lot also of bad things that will happen because of leadership. Either way, my point is very simple. The leadership role is very crucial. In our case, we are looking at for the success journey. It is very important, it is very crucial that you will be able to exercise the leadership skills, potential, leadership capacity, capability in all of its totality. Dapat ho, ma-exercise po natin yan. It is because that would be your main ingredient, your main baon patungo po sa journey toward success. Okay? So ngayon, hindi ko na po ito patatagalin. I will dive into the topic right away and talk about leadership. Okay? Now, as the title has says, no, leadership equals result. I want you to think, no, as I discuss this, I want you to think, ano po yung mga bagay-bagay na nagkaresulta dahil sa leadership na ginawa mo? Or dahil sa leadership na in-exercise mo sa organization mo? Think of things na nangyari because pinakita mo ang leadership role mo. Because the moment you're able to identify those things, pag nakita mo na at na-identify mo mismo na ito yung mga ginawa kong leadership role, kaya nagkaresulta ito, eventually, magiging natural po yun. Lalabas at lalabas po siya automatically. No? But at first, syempre, no, hindi mo pa alam kung ano po ba yan, hindi mo alam kung nasaan ba yan. So it's about time na kumbaga susuriin mo kung meron ka ba niyan, wala ka ba niyan, kung meron man, ano yung resulta. Okay? So right now, we will be talking about 15 leadership qualities that makes you a great leader. Ito guys hindi naman itong 15 na to, hindi naman to all in all eh. Kumbaga, hindi lang ito. It's just these are just the things that I have identified on my leadership journey. In the entire leadership journey that I had. Okay? Now let's begin. Vision and purpose. If you remember earlier, and if you remember the time that you first came into the business, or if you remember the first time you attended training, or probably a recruitment seminar, or accreditation seminar as we call it, maririnig nyo po yung vision ng company. Tama po ba? Okay. The reason why we tell you as early as that about the vision of the company, it's because this is our corporate goal. Corporate goal, ibig sabihin, para sa atin po lahat yan. This is where I want the company to go. And this is what I want the company to become. That's the reason why I always cast the vision for all of us. Okay? Nagka-cast talaga tayo ng vision. Vision will give us the direction that we need. Okay? Kasi ho, pag wala, ito kasing journey sa buhay natin or in business, pag wala po kasi itong direction, you never really find the reason why you should wake up early in the morning. Sabi pa nga ni Jack Welch, no? Good business leaders create a vision, articulate the vision, passionately own the vision, and relentlessly drive it to completion. So, ibig sabihin, bawat isa po sa atin, ikaw yan, no? Ikaw ngayon na kinakausap ko, ikaw, ako, tayong lahat, aside dito po sa corporate vision po natin, individually, ikaw, kasama ng organization mo, kasama ng mga downlines mo, kasama ng teammates mo, kasama ng mga grupo, you should have a vision of yourself. You have to have a vision for yourself, a vision for your downlines, a vision for your organization. And whatever vision is that, visions are goals with definite and defined action plans. Those are vision. This is how you see yourself. Vision is so powerful na the moment na kahit nakapikit po yung mga mata po natin, exactly nakikita mo kung ano yung magiging ikaw. If I am going to ask you, kung tatanungin po kita, how do you see yourself 5 years or 10 years from now? Kung masasagot mo yan at nakikita mo sa sarili mo kung ano ka maging 5 or 10 years from now, well, that is a vision. Vision po yan. Pag nakikita mo po yung sarili mo, who you become in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, and in the next 15 years or more. People with no vision doesn't have a sense of direction. And most of the time, they fall and they waste their time and energy in doing things that are not going to bring them to their destination. Kumbaga, hindi po sila makakarating doon sa destinasyon na nais po nilang marating. So it is important na pag meron kang vision, ito po ay na-articulate mo. Ibig sabihin, ito po ay masabi mo. Ibig sabihin, ito po ay ma-discuss mo. Ibig sabihin, ito po ay maipakita mo. Yun po yung ibig sabihin ng ma-articulate. Okay? That's the time when we cast the vision. Every time na nagkakaroon po tayo ng seminar, sinasabi po natin yung vision po natin because we want everybody to know what is our vision, what is our direction, and what is our desire kung ano po yung gustong maging ni DPPI as a whole together with you. Okay? Kaya nga ina-articulate po natin. And every single day, lahat po ng action, lahat po ng mga plano, lahat po ng mga ginagawa po natin ay patungo po sa pag-realize sa mga vision na meron po tayo. Lahat po yung mga nakikita po ninyo, yung site tour, yung PKS, yung training, yung seminars, at marami pang iba na mga ginagawa natin, yung summit, marami ho. All of those things actually brings us to the realization sa mga vision po natin para ito po ay magkatotoo. Okay? And you know what? Vision brings us and helps us fight whatever challenges na meron po tayo. Okay? So, say this to yourself. Vision is powerful. Sabihin mo yan sa sarili mo. And in fact, I challenge you, kung nakikinig ka ngayon dyan, pakitype ho dyan sa comment section sa baba. Vision is power. Okay? Pakisulat to, pakitype po sa comment section sa baba. Vision is power. Kasi kailangan natin articulate from time to time. Next, transparency. The first one is vision. The second one is transparency. Now, if you notice it, if you have observed it in our company is so transparent. Let's begin. Let's begin to the most sensitive thing na meron po tayo na transaction. And right from the very beginning, right from the day one we started the PPI, we have decided on ourselves. The management decided that we will be transparent to all of you. And that begins with the commissions. The reason why we have given you the full authority to ask doon po sa opisina ng mga developers regarding commission, ano ba ang mga mode of releases, kailan ba ang releases, kailan ba ito i-pick up, because we want you to be fully aware of your commission so that ikaw mismo, alam mo na may commission ka, nakaprocess siya, at the moment na ito po ay available, ito po ay hihintayin at of course, tatanggapin mo po yung commission. And if you notice it also, even right in the preparation of our vouchers, doon po sa voucher po natin, lahat po kung saan napunta po yung commission na kinolekta, ay makikita nyo po kung saan po siya nadidistribute. Lahat ho. Mula sa upline, mula po sa mga BDM fee, mula po sa savings fund, lahat ho. At in fact, makikita nyo pa how much money that goes towards DPPI. Nakikita nyo po yan sa voucher. The reason why we decided to become transparent to you, it's because sa transparency ho, dito po mag-build ang trust po natin. In order for us, for you, for me, and for the entire DPPI to be able to work together, we need to trust each other. And the only way for us to be able to trust each other is when we know each other. And basically, napakasimple ho. It is totally impossible na you will trust someone na hindi mo kilala. You've got to know the person before you are really going to trust the person. And that's why we begin to the most sensitive part of our relationship. And that is actually with regards to the commission. Instead of hiding information, you should openly share it with the team. Ito po yung pinaka-reason why I always encourage our consultants, our managers, our supervisors, or anybody na meron na po silang mga downlines na to have a regular meeting. So, hindi naman po kailangan talaga every day. You can have once a month meeting because it is important that you are able to align yourself. When you align yourself, it builds trust. When trust is built, it creates a better relationship. The more you engage with each other, the more po kayong nag-uusap, the more po kayong nagkikita, the more trust is developed. And in fact, when there are challenges, when there are problems, when there are crises that comes along the way, each and everyone will be able to give a high quality solutions to every problem. And you know what? I always understand and I always believe that in spite of our differences, we will be able to align better if we are transparent with one another. Okay? That's the reason why it is very crucial, it is very important here in the PPI. We are not just in business here. We are a family here. And family trusts each other. Family cares for one another. Ganun po ang kultura natin dito po sa DPPI. Okay? The third one, it's humility. Now, I'll be honest with you. Ito po ay napakahirap, ang humility. Alam mo, there is a thin line between being humble and being prideful. Napaka-thin line lang po. And sometimes we thought that being humble already, sometimes nagko-cross na po siya doon sa path of being prideful. It takes a lot of humility to accept when we are wrong. And most often than not, I developed that here in the PPI. That even I am the president and the CEO of this company, there are moments that I really have to say sorry when it is needed the most. And if it is really my fault. I had become transparent in every decisions that I make here in DPPI. I have good ones and I have wrong ones as well. I never pretend that I know everything. I never pretend that I know it all. And in fact, and most of the time, I always solicit information coming from all of you guys. I welcome your opinion. I welcome your suggestion. I don't narrow my mind. In fact, I widen my perspective in everything. I always believe, no, I always believe when we are able to develop our humble heart, we will be in a better position to help our downlines to the fullest. And when we develop the humbleness of our heart, we begin to listen to what other people is saying. We begin to listen to what other people is suggesting. And we begin to take a look at things on a different perspective. Sometimes kasi, iniisip lang po natin because this is what we think of and because this is what we think to be right, na akala natin eto na rin talaga yung tama. Sometimes it takes humility to take a look at it in a different angle, to take a look at it in a different perspective, and be able to accept it the way it is. No? Humility ho, hindi ho siya madaling i-exercise. No? I'll be honest with you. Hindi ho siyang madaling i-exercise. In fact, no? Hindi rin po siya madali nating makita na ito ba yung time na kailangan ko maging humble? Ito ba yung time na kailangan kong i-exercise to? No, we cannot. No, we cannot. Ang pinakasekreto ka lang dito, just remain prayerful. Just always align yourself to the goodness of God. And I believe the Spirit of the Lord will going to tell us when we are supposed to be humble. No? Ito yung isa sa mga topic na nahihirapan talaga akong ituro. No? Sabi ni Thomas Merton, pride makes us artificial and humility makes us real. Very well said, no? Kung magpakatotoo tayo, nandyan po, makikita po yung pagka-humble po natin. Minsan kasi, sa sobrang ma-pride, kaplastikan na po ang makikita po dyan. Okay? A good leader is always selfless and always think about his or his followers. Now, I always remember and I always quoted the quote coming from Zig Ziglar. Help enough other people get what they want for you to get what you want. Ganda, no? Help enough other people get what they want for you to get what you want. What do you see in that statement? It is a selfless action. Na unahin po natin yung mga downline natin na makuha po nila yung mga gusto nila and eventually makukuha na rin po natin yung mga gusto natin. Earlier when I started the business, even my family doesn't understand this one. This basic principle of helping others first. Kasi most of the time, pag ikaw ay nagnegosyo, syempre, ang unahin mo talaga na ikaw ay kikita. Well, in fact, iba ho yung mindset ko when we started this business. When Juliet and I started this business, our mindset first is to make you earn. And the moment you are going to earn, the moment you're going to start selling, the moment you're going to receive your commissions, and the moment your life that will be transformed here, the moment you will be able to see the changes in you, eventually DPPI gets what he wants. It may take time, but I believe DPPI gets what he wants. And that is the same also when you have your downline. When you have your downline, when you help your downline knows everything about the business, yes, medyo nakakapagod at first. Yes, medyo minsan kumbaga naiinip tayo kasi ang tagal bago sila matuto, ang tagal bago sila makabenta. But mind you, the moment na mag-spend time lang tayo na ibigay natin ang lahat ng mga pwede nating ibigay sa kanila para matuto sila sa negosyo na to, one day, they will be able to sell, to build, and to earn. And that one day will come, will cause your promotion from supervisor, manager, and all the way to the consultant level. It may take time, but it is a sure win for this one. Number 4, emotional intelligence. No? Dati kasi, when we talk about intelligence, ang meron lang po tayo is IQ. Now, I'm not discounting the fact na importante po na magkaroon din po tayo ng education. Because this is also parameters in terms of our learning. But right now, I have seen a lot of successful people na hindi naman sila ganun katalino when they were in their academic years, but they have displayed a strong emotional quotient. Now, hindi ho lahat magaling dito. Even ako po, pumapalpak po ako dito. In short, bagsak din po ako dito sa emotional intelligence. Okay, ha? Kahit ako mismo, bagsak din po ako sa areas na yan. Hindi ho madali yan. Now, here are some of the reason why a leader should be emotionally intelligent. Okay, number one, you need to learn to manage your emotions effectively. Ito po yung gusto kong makita po talaga lahat natin, no? Bawat isa po sa atin. Na the moment po na we are going to interact with other people, always put it in our mind. No? Ilagay po natin ito sa isipan po natin. Bawat isa po sa atin dito sa DPPI ay meron pong differences in terms of upbringing. Okay. Iba-iba po yung environment na kinalakihan po natin. Iba-iba rin po yung pagpapalaki ng mga parents po natin. Therefore, may kanya-kanya po tayong mga character na na-develop all throughout. Always remember na kahit nga magkapatid, may kakaibang mga karakter po ang bawat isa po sa kanila. I want you to think it objectively. I want you to be able to manage that kind of emotion. Okay. Dito ho, you will be mixed with people na masungit, matampuhin, maldita, maldito. You will be mixed with people na minsan deadma lang. And these are people na in our organization. There will also be people na madaling matuto. There will also be people na medyo loading din. But somehow we've got to accept that there is diversity in our organization. Second, better social awareness. In the world we are living in right now, wherein all of us are socially connected, especially sa pagdating po dito sa social media, we are already, I think, in a better understanding na dapat maintindihan po natin ang mga individual behavior ng bawat isa po sa atin dito sa negosyo natin. And the more we understand doon sa social behavior ng bawat isa sa atin dito, the more we are prepared to whatever things that might probably hurt us. Okay? Kasi naintindihan mo eh. Ay, ito si matampuhin yan. So, anything that you are going to do, you will be conscious and cautious enough sa pag-handle mo sa kanya kasi alam mo namang matampuhin siya. Ito naman si ay, naku, napakamaritis naman ng tao na to. So the moment ikaw ay makipag-usap sa tao na to, you will be a little bit cautious as well. Kasi alam mo naman na may pagkamaritis yan. O, di ba? So in short, you will be able to handle perfectly. Hindi na lang natin sabihin perfectly. You will be able to handle it well. Okay? There's seamless communication. No? Then conflict resolution. The moment you are able to manage your emotion perfectly or well, you will be able to resolve conflict. Always put this in our mind that there will always be conflict among us. It is because iba-iba po ang mga perspective natin, iba-iba po yung mga idea natin, iba-iba rin po yung pagtanggap natin sa mga information. Minsan ho, the reason why madali po tayong mag-react on a certain things, on a certain issues, on a certain statement, or a certain shot, it is because iba-iba po ang pagtanggap natin sa mga messages. Okay? Ang iba ho, when they receive the message, it's quite offending to them. May iba naman po that when they receive the message, mag-pause muna sila at titingnan nila on a different angle. Well, iba-iba po naman tayo. Okay? We are not all the same. And I want you to fully look at it on a perspective na tanungin mo yung sarili mo always, ito kaya yung meaning talaga sa sinasabi niya? Ito ba kaya? Base naman sa pagkakilala ko sa kanya, hindi naman siya ganito. O, di ba? You better ask it yourself. Bago ho kayong mag-react, you better ask it yourself na sa pagkakilala ko sa kanya, hindi naman siya ganito eh. Baka iba yung ibig sabihin nito. Di ba? You will be able to have a clear understanding kung saan nanggagaling yung mga statement na binitiwan niya, if ever. Okay? So, importante po yun, ha? Kasi minsan, we are emotionally driven. I'm not saying na we shouldn't be because we are a human being in itself. But I believe na when we use much of our emotion, especially in the areas of business, dito po sa negosyo natin, there will always be things na hindi ho magiging maganda ang outcome because of the emotion of the emotions na meron ka. At saka ito no, karagdagan lang bago po ako mag-proceed sa next. Karagdagan lang. Kung pairalin mo dito yung emotion, you will never be able to accomplish the task. One very good example. Let us say, for example, you have a scheduled seminar. Ikaw, alam mo na ikaw ay may responsibilidad ka sa seminar na yan. Alam mo na ikaw yung magiging speaker for that seminar. Then, all of a sudden, medyo na-hurt ka. And because na-hurt ka, for whatever reason is that, na-hurt ka, ang gagawin mo na respond, ay, na-hurt ako, hindi na lang ako pupunta doon, hindi na lang ako magse-seminar. That's the usual thing ng mga response natin. We tend to destroy what we build because tayo ay nasaktan. O, di ba? Ay, minsan, na-criticize niya ako, hindi na ako mag-a-attend ng mga meetings. We have characters like that. Ay, ayaw ko siyang makasama sa meeting, ayaw ko siyang makita sa meeting, hindi ako mag-a-attend ng seminar kasi nandyan siya. Well, this is what I am gonna ask you. Everything that we are doing here in our business, this is not about your conflicts. This is not about your frustrations. This is not about your hurt. This is about the goodness na pwedeng maibigay po natin sa mga downlines natin. And you are doing an injustice na sinali mo pa sa hurt mo yung mga downlines mo. Na instead, you are able to take care of them. You left them out with no parents, no? Parang orphan, kasi na-hurt ka. Kasi nagtampo ka. Kasi feeling mo, you're not part of it already. No, I want you to know, we are all part of this. Kasama ko po kayo. Kasama po ang bawat isa po sa pag-build po natin ng mga pangarap po natin. Always put this in mind. No one is perfect and never will be a person that will be perfect. And the reason why we gather in here together as one DPPI, as one family, it's because we all fight for our dreams together. And we are here in order to make that dream into a reality. Okay? Next is resilience. Ang resilience, so this is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulty. Alam mo, itong resiliency na to, nasubok po ito on the time na, nagkaroon po tayo ng COVID, if you remember it. When we were locked down during the COVID time, it was a test of our resiliency. And during that time, we were caught off guard because wala namang ready, wala namang handa, bawat isa sa atin. And ultimately, we've got to respond differently, and we've got to think outside of the box, and we've got to view things from different perspective. Kasi sabi ko pa nga, hindi naman talaga tayo handa with regards to COVID. But congratulations to each and every one of us. DPPI was able to respond to COVID with aggressiveness. Ganun po tayo ka-resilient. Para sa akin po, being resilient is finding solutions in every problem. And that is very important for a leader to take a look at onto the possibility of looking for the solution rather than being part of the problem. Now, if you think of yourself being a leader, always put this in mind, no? I always say this, but pag importante po yan, sinasabi ko talaga, put this in your mind. Dalawang bagay lang po ang tao. It's either you're part of the problem and you are part of the solution. I want you to decide, since because leader ka, I want you to decide that I am going to be part of the solution. Okay? Sige, tingnan natin kung nakinig ba kayo. Paki-type nga sa comment section sa baba, I am part of the solution. Sige, let's see who are listening to me. Pakisulat ho sa comment section sa baba, I am part of the solution. Sige, I'll wait ha. Pakisulat po dyan, I am part of the solution. Because when a person is part of the solution, he or she will find ways para ma-solve ang mga problema. He or she will make it happen. Okay? He will make it happen. He will not accept no for an answer, but he is going to ask himself, there has to be a better way of doing this. Or there has to be a better way to solve this. Marami kasi sa atin, we magnify the problem. Pinapalaki po natin yung problema. And the more pinapalaki po natin ang problema, the more po lumiliit yung solution. At pag the more lumiliit po ang solution, the more nyo po hindi makikita ang solution. And that is exactly why I always tell you this. Always decide. If ever meron pong problema, always decide that I am part of the solution. Okay? O sige na, nako, ang iba hindi nag-type ng I am part of the solution. Siguro part of the part of the problem kayo. Gusto niyo part of the problem? No. We will never be able to move forward if you are not going to decide to be part of the solution. Alam niyo po, every response sa isang leader, hindi po yan dinidesisyonan niya right from the time na meron pong problema. Nag-decide po siya long before na if in case there would be problem na darating po sa atin, sa buhay, sa negosyo, sa personal, sa family, you will be able to say to yourself that I will be part of the solution. Ganun po, no? Okay, doon po sa hindi po napakinggan kanina, decide in yourself that you will be part of the solution. So kung nakapag-decide po kayo na part of the solution po kayo, please po paki-type sa comment section sa baba, I am part of the solution. Yan. Fear holds us back in fighting difficult moments in our life. Yung takot, pag hindi mo na-manage yan ang mga bagay-bagay na instead we go on and look for solution, we rather magnify the problem. Pinapalaki natin yung problema. Wala ka bang namalayan that the more you think about your problem, the more it becomes bigger, the more it becomes difficult for you to find the solution. Well, my basic suggestion is this: find the solution so that your problem will become smaller and smaller and smaller. You will begin to find ways. You will begin to find alternative solutions to whatever problems na meron po ang bawat isa sa atin. Fear, always remember this. According to John Maxwell, sabi niya, false expectation appearing real. False expectation appearing real. So, hindi siya totoo. Kaya nga, Bottom line, ang statement na to, fear is a liar. Fear makes you believe that you cannot make it. Yun po yung agenda niya. And for me, etong fear na to, this is one of Satan's greatest weapon. He instill fear in you so that you are not able to look at things on a different angle, on a different perspective. Satan put that fear in your heart so that you are no longer going to try. Do you get the message? Kaya nga sabi ni John Maxwell false expectation appearing real. Hindi po siya totoo, akala mo lang totoo. Di ba? Ngayon, ito, isulat niyo po dyan sa comment section. Fear is a liar. Ah, para 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 mag-register talaga sa mind po natin 'yan. Pakisulat ho sa comment section po diyan sa baba. Fear is a liar. Hindi ho totoo ang takot. This even affects you when you meet your client. This even affects you the moment you call your client. This even affects you the moment you go to the office of the developer. This even affects you to attend seminars, PKS, site tour, or whatever form of activity, events, and gathering, and whatever is that. Ito po yung rason kung bakit minsan may mga downline po tayo na minsan sinasabi po sa atin na, ay, kung hindi ka sasama, hindi rin ako sasama. Kung wala ka, hindi rin ako pupunta. Ano ba yung nanaig during that time? That's fear. Takot sila na baka ma-out of place sila. Takot sila kung hindi nila kayang mag-interact. So tell it to yourself. Fear is a liar. And the way to do that, you type it in the comment section below. So that you will have affirmation to yourself that itong fear na to, sinungaling to, hindi to totoo. Because fear is a liar indeed. At alam niyo po ano yung pinakamasakit dito? Ito po yung naglalaro po sa isipan at puso po natin ang fear. And the moment fear is playing our thoughts and our emotions, ito sinasakyan po to ni Satan. So that the more we believe that we will never be able to accomplish anything. So the more napapalpak po tayo. Okay. Number 6, honesty. Sabi nila, wala na daw honest today. Ako, I move to disagree. There are still good people out there. And I believe honesty is something that we no longer talk about nowadays. Para bang, if you are honest, you are different. When we were young, we are called to be honest by our parents. Para bang, before, when we were young, para bang takot na takot. Ako personally, takot na takot ako sa papa ko na hindi ako magsabi ng totoo. Para bang hindi ako makakatulog pag may hindi ako nasabi na totoo. But through the years, through the globalization, through the social media, nowadays, honesty becomes so rare. But I want to capitalize on this because this directly talks about one of our values, which is integrity. Integrity is very important, my friend. Without it, there's no way that people will trust us in terms of doing business with us. Ang binibenta po natin, ang halaga po nun, milyon-milyon. And sometimes, and most often, yung katransaksyon po natin ay wala po sa Pilipinas, minsan nasa ibang bansa. That the only thing na nakikita nila sa property na binibenta mo ay yung mga picture-picture. Which means, our honesty, no? Our honesty will always be put to test. The moment there are money involved, yun, pinaka-major yun. And we are all vulnerable to that. Na sometimes, ito, delikado to. Mga payments, kaya matindi yung mga reminders natin dyan. Pag meron pong mga payments mula po sa mga kliyente natin na nasa abroad, let them send their payment directly to the bank accounts of the developer. We don't want it to pass by sa inyo po. Kasi hindi po natin alam na, yun na nga, magalaw niyo po yung pera kasi Satan will always have Satan will just always be waiting down the corner to really take that opportunity na ikaw ay magkakamali. And that's the reason why we don't encourage, everyone. Sabi ni Dwight Eisenhower, this is the 34th President of the United States of America. Sabi niya, the supreme quality of leadership is unquestionable integrity. The moment our integrity is put to test and pumasa po to, our words, our actions will display power, will display credibility. And people will believe in us the moment we say something, the moment you share something to your client, people will believe in it because nakikita ng tao yung integridad natin. And people will have the confidence to transact business with us because nakikita nila ang kredibilidad natin. Kasi nakikita nila na when we say yes, it's a yes, and when we say no, it's a no. And we display our honesty, our integrity, right at our table of transactions. So how can you expect your followers, to be honest when you lack these qualities yourself? If you are not going to display honesty, then therefore trust will never be developed. Then you will not be able to gain the respect of your downlines. You're not going to gain the respect of your clients. You're not going to respect to whoever you are going to be in transaction with. Napaka-importante po nito, guys. Minsan hindi po natin ito binibigyan ng attention. Minsan hindi natin ito binigyan ng kahalagahan. But all of these things fall into one circle flow, We put our transparency because we are honest. We put our transparency because we want you to know that this is who we are, so that you can trust the PPI with your commissions, so that you can trust that no matter how long the commission will come out, one day when it will be released, makakasiguro kayo na makakarating po sa mga kamay nyo ang mga commission nyo. And because of that, and through the years, we have proven ourselves to all of you that we are transparent in everything of what we're doing here. We declare to you what are the things that we need to declare. That's the reason why we were able to gain the respect of one another. Nakuha po natin ang respeto ng bawat isa sa atin dito. And that's, I cannot find any other way that respect will be developed. Leaders succeed when they stick to their values. Yung mga core beliefs, kung wala po tayong ethics, all of this is impossible. Earlier this year, pinalabas po natin yung core values. Ano nga yung core values natin, DPPI? Discipline, passion, perseverance, and integrity. And we said that eventually, our culture here in DPPI is defined by our core values. We want to see every DPPI member that has discipline. We want to see every DPPI member that is passionate on whatever things na ginagawa niya. At we want to see that every DPPI member ay porsigido, perseverance. At above all, gusto nating makita ng bawat isa na mga member natin dito ay may unquestionable integrity. Kumbaga, kung itong mga karakteristik na to, disiplina, perseverance, passion, and integrity, makikita sa isang tao, ultimately, ang tao na nasa labas ng DPPI, makikita niya, ay, Yang tao na yan, sure ako, taga-DPPI yan. Kasi, ayan o, disiplinado, ayan o, di ba? Pag etong mga values na to makikita ng mga tao na nasa labas ng kumpanya, isa lang po ang ibig sabihin. We were able to define who we are in terms of the values na in-exercise natin at eventually nagiging kultura siya na kung merong bagong person na papasok dito sa DPPI, mahahawa po siya sa kultura na meron tayo. Sa Bisaya pa, matakdan sa kultura na meron tayo. When there are new members of the PPI, mahawa siya sa pagkakaroon ng disiplina, mahawa ang bagong member na sa passion, sa perseverance, and integrity. That's what we wanted to accomplish here. Okay? And when we are able to exercise our value system, we will be able to determine between right and wrong. And that would become so easy to decide. Madali na po tayong makapag-decide. A lot of times, we had difficulty in making decision. It's because yung core values po natin na hindi po natin iniingatan talaga ng maayos. Or hindi natin na-exercise or hindi natin na-ipakita. When we are confronted with things na kailangan po nating mag-decide, or when we are confronted by a situation, problema na kinakaharap po natin, madali ho tayong makapag-decide kung ano po yung gagawin natin to do the right thing and to do the wrong thing. In short, if our value system is intact. And that is exactly the reason why we campaign so much with our core values so that we want you to be ready. Kayo mismo na nasa field, kayo mismo na parating nakikipag-usap sa mga downline, kayo mismo na parati pong nakikipag-usap sa mga kliyente natin, we want you to be ready that when you are confronted with this kind of situation, you know what to do because you know to do the right thing and you know to say no to the wrong thing. So mas madali na po kayong makapag-decide. No? Number 7, dapat meron po tayong the I can attitude. Hindi po yung I can't. I can attitude. Ito po yung nagdi-display ng confidence. Now, hindi nyo ba alam na itong utak natin is programmed to say no? Itong mind natin. Itong utak natin, this is programmed to say no to whatever things na makikita, maririnig. Bakit? Because itong utak po natin, within the 24 hours period na meron po tayo, bawat isa sa atin, di ba? Bawat isa sa atin, meron po tayong 24 hours a day. Tama? We hear more of negative than positive. You go to the radio, you go to the social media, you go to TV, all of the sources na meron po tayo for information talks more of bad news rather than good news. That's the reason why newspaper will not sell if it mean to sell good news. Wala akong nagbabasa ng good news. Kaya nga iilan lang ang nagbabasa ng Bible kasi good news eh. Di ba? And most of the people is attracted to news, not of the good news, but of the bad news. Paano ko na-validate yan? O sige, makinig kayo ng news. Makinig kayo ng CNN. O ano ba yan? GMA News, ABS-CBN News. Makinig kayo ng news. Punta kayo sa YouTube. Go to the news channel. You listen to it. I tell you, there are more negative in there. There are more bad news than good news. Nobody dares. No? Nobody dares to promote good news. Kasi hindi bibenta ang good news eh. So that's exactly the reason why sinabi ko na itong utak natin is trained to receive negativity. But this time, I want you to deliberately make a decision that starting today, I wanna have an I can attitude. Okay? O sige, para alam ko na naririnig mo ako, paki-type po sa comment section sa baba, I can attitude. I can attitude. Because I can is an attitude, no? O pakisulat to dyan. I can attitude. So that you can affirm it to yourself that starting today, I want to have an I can attitude. Sulat niyo po dyan, I can attitude. Because lahat po na to, this is very important ha, kasi ito po yung titingnan ng mga downlines natin. Ito po yung titingnan ng bawat isa sa mga nire-recruit niyo po. And that's exactly, ito nga po yung always kong sinasabi. Kasi marami akong tinatanong kung ano ba yung problema? Ano ba yung problema sa downline mo or sa organization mo? And most of the time, ang sagot po nila is, "Ay sir, yung downline ko hindi nag-a-attend ng PKS. Hi sir, 'pag in-invite mo yung downline ko hindi nag-attend ng seminar." Alam mo ano yung sagot ko for those answers? Bakit ikaw nag-a-attend ka ba ng seminar? Bakit ikaw nag-a-attend ka ba ng PKS? Bakit ikaw nag-a-attend ka ba ng Zoom? Because whatever thing you do is always copied by the people down the line. Because people down the line will always say it to themselves, "Bakit naman ako mag-a-attend diyan? Hindi na nga nag-a-attend yung upline ko. Ba't naman ako mag-attend ng training, eh, siya nga hindi nga nag-a-attend ng training." Remember this, when it comes to leadership, it is more caught than taught. Ulitin ko ha, when it comes to leadership, it is more caught than taught. So ipakita mo. Ipakita mo na you have that I can attitude. You should be confident enough to ensure that others will be able to follow your command. Okay? Kasi you're building an organization eh. You are building your group. You are building your team. And when your downline, hindi po nila nakikita yung confidence na meron ka, yung I can attitude na meron ka, don't ever expect your downline to follow your command. Why? Hindi nga siya kumbinsido na you have that I can attitude eh. Hindi nga siya kumbinsido that you are that confident. He needs to see it first in you. Kailangan muna niyang makita yan sa'yo bago siya susunod sa'yo. And we miss most of the time dito. The purpose of our training, guys, the purpose of our trainings, seminars, face-to-face training, is for you to be able to develop your confidence. Because the more you are knowledgeable about this business, the more you know the ins and outs of whatever we are doing in here, the more confident you become. And the more confident you become, the more your downline sees that confidence, and the more he follows you. You need to display a certain degree of confidence enough that makumbin sila ba na eto susundin ko to si ma'am, susundin ko to si sir kasi magaling to si ma'am eh, magaling to si sir eh. Okay? Number 8, inspire others. When was the last time you inspire your downline? Kailan ho? When was the last time you inspire your downline? Because if you haven't inspired your downline, isa lang po yung masasabi ko, you're not communicating. Hindi kayo nag-uusap. Hindi kayo nagkikita. It is important that you need to inspire them. Ang mga downlines po natin ay hindi po yan robots. Ang mga downline po natin, hindi po yan empleyado na nagta-time in and time out every day. Ang mga downlines po natin ay wala po yang sweldo all throughout the day para maobliga po natin sila na gagawin ang dapat nilang gawin. No. But when people are inspired, they are going to do things beyond their normal time. Ulitin ko ha. When people are inspired, they are going to do things beyond their normal time. So if you wanted your downlines to work in this business, if you want your downline to be really passionate sa negosyo natin, aba, kailangan mo na sigurong i-inspire sila. When they are inspired of what you do, that's why they will follow you. Kung inspirado sila, susundin ka nila. Kailan ba kayo nagkaroon ng group meeting? May mga group meeting ba kayo? Or sa group chat na lang kayo nagmi-meeting? I'm not against with technology. We can do meetings right now via Zoom or Google Meet, whatever is that. But nothing replaces the face-to-face meet-up of your downlines. And when you begin to touch each and everyone's lives personally, the moment you make a chit chat with your downlines, it may be nonsense at first na nag-uusap kayo, but eventually it will make a lot of sense when the relationships are built. And I always encourage to everyone na meron pong mga downline, please have a regular meeting. Magkita-kita kayo. Kung medyo magastos, punta kayo sa opisina na lang. Bili kayo ng 10, 20 pesos na tinapay plus water. Just gather among yourselves and talk. That's one way to inspire one another. Sa mga trainers na nandito na has been with me for quite a time, sila mismo makikita nila that I always make an extra step to be with them, to talk to them casually, to laugh with them, to cry with them, to whatever things na pwede. Because I wanted to inspire them. At yan din po yung gusto kong makita sa bawat isa po sa inyo. Start forming your team, start forming your groups, start doing small meetups, small group meetings. And this is where inspirations comes in. According to John Quincy Adams, no, ito po yung the 6th President of the United States of America, sabi niya, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader. Ganda ng statement, no, ni Sir John Quincy Adams, the 6th President of the United States of America. Again, I'll quote. If your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Now, if you are in the leadership journey right now, and if you wanted to become a leader, because leadership, hindi po ito nangyayari lang. Ito po ay kailangan pagdidesisyonan. Kailangan mo pong mag-decide na you wanted to become a leader. Because if you don't make a decision that you wanted to become a leader, it will never happen. So everything begins with a decision. So if you have decided today to become a leader in this business, Type in the comment section below, I am a leader. Yan. Yan. Type mo, type mo. You type it in the comment section below. I am a leader. In typing it, you are affirming it sa sarili mo na gusto mong maging isang leader. Don't be afraid. Fear, ano po yung sabi ni John Maxwell? False evidence appearing real. Hindi po totoo yon. Marami sa atin ayaw maging leader kasi takot sa leadership role. Huwag matakot. Everyone is called to become a leader. Pag mayroon po tayong influence sa baba, leader na po tayo. Pero kailangan mong magdesisyon kasi baka hindi mo lang napagdesisyonan na gusto mong maging leader. Kaya i-type mo dyan sa comment section sa baba kung nakapag-decide ka, I am a leader. At dito mo makikita na unti-unting magbago ang mga perspective mo. If you are successful in inspiring your subordinates, you can easily overcome any current and future challenges easily. Nandun ang sagot. Again ha, kung kaya mong mag-inspire sa mga downline mo, then kaya mong mag-overcome sa mga current na problema mo ngayon or sa mga future na darating na mga problema natin sa negosyo. Because inspired people do extraordinary things. Okay? Number 9, commitments and passion. This is very important for those people aspiring to become leader. There are days in our life that we don't feel like doing what we are doing. There are days in our life na hindi mo gustong gumising ng maaga at mag-site tour. There are days in our life that hindi mo gustong mag-attend ng PKS, mag-attend ng seminar o mag-attend ng training. And there are even days in our life na ayaw mong makipag-usap ng kliyente. But what will spell the difference is the commitment na meron ka dito. Not just sa negosyo mo, not just sa kliyente mo, not just sa downline mo, but the commitment to your dreams. Yung commitment mo sa mga pangarap mo sa buhay. Gaano ka ba ka-committed sa pangarap mo? Or hinahayaan mo lang na ang pangarap mo na balang araw ay magkatotoo? Ang pangarap ho, hindi ho yan basta-basta na malalaglag po mula po sa kalangitan. Ang mga pangarap po natin sa buhay ay mangyayari at magkatotoo lamang kung ito po ay gagawan po natin ng mga hakbang patungo sa realization ng mga pangarap na yan. But you've got to begin somewhere. And you've got to be committed to whatever things that you are doing. Not unless na maipakita mo ang commitment mo sa negosyo na to, hindi po kayo makakakita ng resulta na nais mong makita. Because itong commitment, ito po yung magbibigay sa iyo ng lakas every single day when you wake up in the morning. And eventually, itong commitment na to will develop to become your passion. Now, if you are listening to me right now, and if you wanted to become successful in this business, type in the comment section below, I am committed. If you are listening to me right now, and I challenge you, and if you indeed wanted to become successful in this business, because leadership is required of you to become successful in this business, then type in the comment section below, I am committed. Because the moment na makapag-decide ka na committed ka dito, kinabukasan ho, mag-iiba po ang mga perspective po natin sa buhay. Kinabukasan, mag-iiba po ang mga pananaw mo sa buhay. Kinabukasan ho, mag-iba po ang mga aksyon na gagawin mo, ang mga pananalita mo, ang mga mentalidad mo, mag-iiba po lahat yan. The moment you become and the moment you decided to become committed. Naalala mo during the time na when you decided to get married, the time that you decided to get married, it wasn't all about emotion. It wasn't all about feelings, but it was bounded on the premise of commitment. That I am going to get married because I am committed to love this person no matter what it takes. Kaya nga, during the wedding, in sickness and in health, maliwanag yun. In good times and bad times, in short. And there are moments in our lives, there are moments in the married life that you don't feel like loving your partner. But that doesn't mean that you are not committed with one another. You are committed. And that is exactly the reason we don't base it on feelings. Ang pinakamaganda kong illustration dito, when Jesus Christ died on the cross. When Jesus Christ died on the cross, when he goes to the cross, he goes there with a decision that he is on a mission to save the world, to save you and me. He endured the pain, he endured the cross, he endured every nail na nakapako sa mga kamay niya because he was able to decide and committed, no? Sinunod niya yung ama at committed dun siya sa mission niya. Kaya no, ilan lang ang nagsulat na I am committed. So if you wanted to become successful here in this business, type in the comment section, I am committed. Commitment, no? Ito po yung nag-separate between a mediocre and a performer. Ito po yung nag-separate. Yung mga tao na kontento na lang sa buhay, ito po ang nag-separate yan, commitment. A committed person does what he is supposed to do even if he doesn't feel like doing it. Ulitin ko ha. A committed person does what he is supposed to do even if he doesn't feel like doing it. Now, ito. Kung nakikita niyo po yan sa screen po ninyo, please type agree if you agree sa statement na yan. Enlarge natin. If you are listening to me right now, and if you agree sa statement na yan, kindly type in the comment section below, I agree. Yan. If you agree onto the statement na sinabi ko, a committed person does what he is supposed to do even if he doesn't feel like doing it. Okay? So if you agree with me, kindly type in the comment section below, I agree. Okay? Yan, we have two respondent. No, one. Sorry, one pala. We have one respondent. How about the rest? You don't agree with that statement? Who else agree with me in this? Kasi ito po yung talaga, magdi-display talaga for those people who are achieving something in life. Those people na nag-achieve ng marami sa buhay, kasi pinakita nila yung commitment nila sa mga ginagawa nila. At kahit may mga panahon na hindi nila feel na gawin ang ginagawa nila, they still manage to wake up in the morning and do the things that they are supposed to do kahit hindi nila feel gawin. Na kung ikaw agree ka sa sinabi ko ngayon, please paki-type sa comment section sa baba, I agree. If you agree sa sinabi or sa statement or sa text na pinakita ko po dyan sa screen mo, type in the comment section below, I agree. Ayan, grabe ito. Strongly agree. because that will spell the difference. And you know what? When commitment is developed, passion is developed. Passion is when you do things not because you have to, but because you love to. And as a result, it inspires others to follow. Again, ulitin ko. Passion is when you do things not because you have to, but because you love to. Yung commitment po, you have to do things even if you don't feel like doing it. But when it translates into passion, you begin to do the things that you don't feel like doing because you love what you are doing na. Di ba? Because you love what you are doing na. That's the time that our passion is displayed. And it started to inspire other people. Number 10, quality of a leader, decision-making capabilities. It is important for a leader that dapat quick siya mag-decide. Ito po, isa po to sa characteristics sa bilang isang leader that I really have decided on myself that I need to practice more often with this one because there are things in the company, especially sa DPPI po, that I need to make some fast and quick decisions. And it is important when you are building an organization that you should be quick in making decisions because ang kalaban nyo po dito is oras. Okay? It is important for a leader to have the right sets of values because hindi po kayo makapag-decide na ganun po kabilis pag hindi po intact yung value system po natin. Kung naalala po ninyo, we put a strong emphasis on our DPPI values. Bakit ho? Because hindi po kasi imposible na eventually you will be facing with decision makings. Sorry. Bawat isa po sa atin dito sa DPPI will eventually face a certain situations that we will be called upon to make decisions. Kung hindi po intact ang value system po natin, we will never be able to come up with the right decision that quick. So, importante po yung values. Now, when we talk about sound decision, ito po yung flow na nais ko pong ipakita po sa inyo. When we talk about sound decision, it begins with, number one, you have a total assessment of the problem. Kasi marami, in building the organization kasi, di ba, ang issue dito, we have different characters, they have different capacities, capabilities. Minsan, iba-iba po yung kapasidad in terms of learning curves. So, when there are certain things that will pop up or problems that may arise, you will actually begin with assessment. You assess the problem. So, you gather all of the things that you will be needing, yung lahat po ng kailangan na, kumbaga, relevant doon sa problem solving process. So, magkakaroon po kayo ng assessment. The moment ma-assess nyo po kung ano po yung problema or ano po yung kailangan mong pagdidesisyonan, you start and begin planning. Okay? Magpaplano ka na ito yung gagawin ko, ito yung magiging respond ko sa situation or sa event na to or sa problema na to, whatever is that, no? Either problem, either solution, or either activity, or either planning for a big event. When you have that, after the assessment, no, nag-assess ka, nag-evaluate ka, then you come up with a plan. Whatever plan that you are able to come up, syempre, that will go into the implementation process. Now, in the implementation process, this is very important. In the implementation of whatever plans na meron ka or ginawa mo, kailangan mo rin i-monitor. Kailangan mo i-monitor for you to know na yung decision na ginawa mo according to the plan na meron ka, based on the assessment sa mga bagay-bagay na meron at that time, makikita mo na productive at tama yung decision making mo. So process po yan, cycle po yan, tuloy-tuloy po yan. Ito po yung magiging challenges natin dito. It's because ang mga tao kasi natin dito, mga downlines natin, they are not paid. They are not paid. Meaning they are not going to respond the way we want them to respond. Pag empleyado yan, madali yan kasi i-memo mo lang. Dito, hindi mo pwedeng gawin yan. So, the way for us to inspire them, the moment na inspire po natin sila, our decision making process is iba ho. Ito po yung personal ko pong experiences ko na nilagay ko po diyan. With right values, remember this, with right values and standards, you act decisively and not hastily. Okay? Kung meron daw na tamang value system at mga standards sa buhay, mas madali po kayong makapag-come up ng desisyon na hindi po siya ora-orada lang na walang walang katuturan, kundi based on what is supposed to be the right decision. Okay? Number 11. So malapit na po tayo ha. Kasi 15 to eh. Accountability. Accountability is not actually na minsan kasi ang tanggap natin sa accountability is para bang sinisita ka, para bang nilalagyan ka ng para kang binabantayan. Hindi ho. Accountability is subjecting yourselves na makorek, subjecting yourself for aside from correction, kundi guidance, and subjecting yourself for mentorship. Okay? Now, according to Arnold Glasso, no, a good leader takes a little more than his share of the blame and a little less than his share of the credit. Now, as a leader, we are more or less confronted with a situation we will be able to do wrong things and right things. Wrong decision and right decisions. Always po yan. Now, for a leader, it is important that we will be accountable to something and to someone. That there will always be people that will be looking our back so that they will be able to see if we are able to make the right choices. Now, every single day in our activity here in the PPI, if you think that I am putting up all of the decision making with activities, no. There are a lot of people that I consulted in here that I always ask because I want them to see things in their perspective. And we have someone also in the administration that will look at the things that I've been doing. We have Miss Juliet there, we have HBR. And the reason why they are there, that will help me. I am accountable to them. I am accountable to tell them what are the things that I am planning to. I am accountable to them for them to tell me what are the things that I need to improve so that I will be able to come up with a much better program. And that is exactly the same to each and every one of us here. No? Kasi this is a leadership business. You are forming your team, you're forming your group. You will never be able to do this all by yourself. And because we cannot do it all by ourselves, it is important that there will be people whom we trust that will be able to take a look at us in different angle, in different perspective, and take us at face value. Okay? Accountability is holding them accountable for their actions. Yeah. And it will create a sense of responsibility among your team. When we display accountability with each other, when we display accountability with one another, respect is gained. And we become responsible for each and every one. And that is the reason why we are in the business of helping one another. We are in the business of helping our downline. We are in the business of making people successful. In fact, sabi pa nga ni Zig Ziglar, help enough other people get what they want for you to get what you want. So it's very simple. Eventually, it becomes our responsibility. Every person in the organization becomes our responsibility. Number 12, delegation and empowerment. Kailangan mo talagang mag-delegate kasi hindi mo kaya gawin ang lahat. Isa ka lang, dalawa lang ang kamay mo, dalawa lang ang paa mo, dalawa lang ang mata mo. 24 oras lang ang meron ka. Paano mo magawa ang lahat ng mga bagay na gusto mong magawa kung ikaw lang lahat? Minsan kasi hindi natin dinidelegate kasi natatakot tayo na baka magkamali sila. And the problem with us, when we delegate it to them, we don't have the full trust and confidence that they can do it. And pinaka-suggestion ko, when you delegate some task to your downline, you also empower them. Bigyan niyo po sila ng chance na ipakita nila na kaya nila. Ang delegation process, hindi ho madali yan. Kasi minsan kasi, we are thinking na baka magkamali sila. Ako po, ito po yung proseso ko. Ito yung pinakita ko, nandyan sa screen po ninyo. Pag ako po ay nag-delegate, ito po yung ginagawa ko. I identify the task kung ano po yung ipapagawa ko. Na kung etong task na to, na ipapagawa ko, ang next na gagawin ko, hahanapin ko ang person na sa tingin ko fit at kayang gawin ang task na ipapagawa ko. Always remember, you cannot just give a task to someone na hindi pala niya kaya at hindi pa siya equipped para gawin ang task na yan. It would be unfair for the person na binigyan mo siya ng task o na things na hindi pa po niya kaya. So, kailangan mo talagang i-provide yon. So, meron kang task, na-identify mo yung tao kung sino ang kaya at pwedeng gumawa nito, na ngayon, i-discuss mo yung objective at plano ng task. So, nakuha mo na yung task, nakita mo na yung task, nakita mo na yung person. Ngayon, etong tao na to, na bibigyan mo ng task, i-explain mo. I-explain mo kung ano ang gusto mong mangyari sa task na ipapagawa mo. At ano yung detalye sa plano ng task na ipapagawa mo. Hindi mo siya pwedeng sabihan lang na, "Uy, eto, gawin mo yan, at tapos bigay mo sa akin bukas ha." Hindi. When you are able to identify the person, please, sit down, discuss the objective at yung plano para makapag-implement siya. While nasa implementation siya, you monitor. I-monitor mo lang siya. Huwag mo siyang diktahan, i-monitor mo lang. In order to check if he was really or he is really doing the process na pinag-usapan nyo. Then, after na ma-accomplish, at yun, nakita mo na minonitor mo, you evaluate and review the result. Give him the chance. Yun po yung empowerment. Give him the chance to put every creativity na meron siya. So yan po yung delegation process. By the way this is my personal process. Kung meron pong nakikinig dyan na mga human resource expert, hindi po ako human resource expert I put it here based on my personal process. Okay? Based on my personal process. So, this is very important because we are in an organization kasi na voluntarism. Mga volunteer kasi tayo eh. We're not paid, we're not salaried. So, ito po yung proseso ko. Okay? So, ulitin ko because this is very important. As your organization begins to grow, kailangan po natin mag-delegate ng mga tasks. So, ano po yung step 1? Identify the task na i-delegate. Okay, so step 1. The moment na identify mo na ang task na i-delegate, go to step 2. Find the right person to do the task. Sa kadami-daming downline na meron ka dyan, sino ba dyan ang kaya at pwede sa task na ipapagawa ko? Okay. Pag na-identify mo na ang tao, sit down kayo. Mag-usap kayo. Ilatag mo yung objective ng task. Okay. Pag nalatag mo yung objective ng task, ipakita mo yung plano. Set clear objectives and of course, lay down the plan. Okay. Ngayon, kung nakita at alam na ng tao doon kung ano yung objective at ano yung plano, makikita din naman doon sa person na ito pala yung kapasidad ko. Ito po yung, kumbaga, in-equip mo siya bago mo siya tinawag. Then, the next step is i-implement niya. I-implement niya ang task na gagawin. Now, while na nasa implementation stage siya, so siyempre, tayo kasi madalas tayo sa mga seminars, mga workshops, site tours and PKS and many more. Pag ito po ay nasa implementation stage siya, huwag mo siyang pakialaman kasi nag-usap na kayo eh. Nag-usap na kayo kung ano yung dapat niyang gawin. Huwag mo siyang pakialaman, ang gagawin mo lang, i-monitor mo lang siya. I-oversee mo siya. After magawa niya ang buong task, that's the time na mag-evaluate kayo at mag-review kayo. Mag-discuss kayo. Kung ano ba yung, kung meron siyang hindi nagawa doon sa task, i-discuss nyo, evaluate nyo, at paano niya magawa next time. Kung meron siyang kailangan i-improve sa task, then i-inject mo yung mga things that you need to improve. Pag meron naman siya ginawang tama, of course, you recognize it also. No, hindi rin pwedeng, hindi niya makita na wala siyang ginawang tama. Okay? So, ito po yung delegation process na meron tayo. Okay? Clear ba? Are we able to, nasundan niyo po ba ako? If nasundan niyo po ako, pwede pong pakitype sa comment section sa baba. Yes, nasundan. Para at least alam ko lang. Kasi this is a little bit, maganda to pag face-to-face sana tayo. Yes, okay, thank you. At least, na-affirm lang, no? So, ito po yung magiging outcome. When we delegate, and when we empower people, it will result to achievement of the goal. There will be growth in our organization. Every individual in the organization will have its power. No? Magkakaroon po siya ng access for more learning. And of course, positive po ang magiging mindset po niya. Kasi he was able to do it doon based sa kapasidad na diniligate siya. Number 13. Okay, so malapit na po, no? Creativity and innovation. In the business today, napaka-importante po yung creativity. In fact, sabi ni Steve Jobs, innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Trendsetter, in short, no? You will be a trendsetter when you innovate things. Okay. Every now and then, I always share this to our trainers. Na these are the training program that we had and that had been cascaded to us by HBR. But along the way, we were able to innovate some few of the trainings we have. It is because we were able to siguro distinguish the advancement, number one, in the technology area, and of course the individual characteristics of the members na meron po tayo. Kasi iba-iba yung characteristics ng mga members na meron tayo eh. Our members varies from one stages to the next. Different educational backgrounds, different social orientations, different communities, different cultures, kasi nagagaling sa iba-ibang mga lugar eh. So, in one organization, in one team, they are a mixture of different culture and everything. So, when we have one program na ilalagay, we make it sure na it works and it runs. Now, sometimes it runs in a certain place and there are times that it doesn't work in other place. So this is where innovation comes in. Now, this is where innovation comes in. I'll give you one example. In all other areas, we grow our business in terms of the number of people through seminars and workshops. But there is one model in Bohol na hindi talaga mag-work ang seminars. Ang nag-work sa kanila is the use of a flip chart. They are keen on one-on-one presentation. They are keen on individual meetups in restaurant at whatever. So we cannot bring one model na para sa lahat. Hindi po siya pwede. So when we begin to take a look at it, that it works in that area, and we've seen results sa Bohol in that way, so we improve, no? At in-improve natin yung model na yan, no? So in here, tingnan nyo lang yung mga members kasi yung mga members natin, every group iba-iba yung ano yung mixture ng organization. So you just have to take a look at whatever things that work and things that doesn't work. It's not that you throw it out, but you learn and get things from there and apply it with a different way of teaching, way of training, way of developing. Yun po yung innovation na gusto nating makita. And somehow, yung sensitivity kasi natin, importante kasi yan eh. Kasi ang journey kasi natin dito, isa pa, na ang mga downlines natin, ang variety nila is not just in terms of characteristic, but also their age. We have we have we have downlines in every organization na mga seniors na. May mga downline din po tayo na nasa 30s and 40s. May mga downline din po tayo na nasa 20s. And somehow they have different learning curves the moment we approach things. So, minsan nakikita po natin 'yan na when we do our FB ads workshop, may mga naiiwan talaga, yung mga nasa 40s, nasa 50s, maiiwan sila. And that's the reason why aside from our big workshops, gumawa po tayo ng small group workshop wherein kaya natin silang i-manage at maturuan natin sila one by one. So meron po tayong mga ganon. Because dito po, as a leader, you need to develop itong one of the characteristics, itong empathy, no? The ability to understand and share the feelings of another. You put yourself in other person's shoes. So when you come up with a training program, it's not because that this is the best training program, but when you come up with a training program, ask it yourself na kung etong training program na to ilalagay ko sa isang 40 or 50 years old, does this program works? Kasi sanay tayo na ito yung program, we make it general. No. You have to take a look at it. Kung ito ba ay kaya pa sa 50s, kaya ba sa 40s? And that's exactly the reason why if makikita ninyo, we have so many program from those people na mga downline natin on the 20s, may mga program din tayo on the 30s, on the 40s, on the 50s, may mga program din po tayo na nasa Pilipinas lang, may program din po tayo for those people na nasa abroad. We have so many programs. Given po yan sa organization po natin that we are a varied organization. Minsan, at one time, I was talking to, sino ba yun? Downline yun ni Alan and Rocky. She's good. She's very good. No? She's very good. When I had a one-on-one session with her, it was then that I knew na he was an HR practitioner. So it's very good, really. But somehow it doesn't apply on the organization na meron tayo because of the diversity, no? Because of the diversity and somehow dito ho medyo iba-iba talaga, no? Iba-iba talaga. So just be sensitive on it, just put yourself on other people's shoe so that you will be able to come up with a much better learning organization for your team, no? Individual team po, napaka-importante po 'yan. Take a look at in the perspective po dito sa administration, I created a training program for everybody, but at the same time I also look at the ages and everything, no? Tinitingnan ko rin po 'yan. Kasi useless po ang mga training na meron po tayo if it doesn't really work, no? And lastly, ayan, bago po tayo magtatapos, always remember when we take a look at look at things in different perspective, you've got to consider, no? Ito po, you consider their emotions, you consider your judgment, and you also take into other people's perspective. Okay? Ang nasa gitna po niyan, yan po yung putting yourself in other people's shoes. Now, how I wish I could take this topic into face-to-face workshop. But anyway, we will have this one, no? Ito lang, ipapasada ko lang kasi mas better appreciated to when we do our workshop, eh. Okay? I will be first doing this workshop with the leaders on June 29, 30, and July 1. No? That would be exciting. And lastly, number 15 is you should be a good communicator. Now, as a leader, you should be able to communicate whatever things na you plan for the organization. It will be very difficult for you to get the results kung hindi po kayo marunong makipag-communicate. Simply put it, if you are unable to communicate your message effectively para po sa mga team po ninyo, you can never be a good leader to them. So, kailangan ma-communicate mo talaga kasi objective eh. No? Goals, dreams, lahat, instruction, when you delegate, it's all about communication at the same time. Okay? So, thank you no for gracing the time with me here. Although the last few slides actually it is better done through a workshop. Nevertheless, ni-rundown ko na lang para at least magkakaroon po kayo ng idea. But I do have plans when siguro by July or August, I think we're going to come up with more of the leadership workshop. Workshop, no, it's not seminar, it's not training, workshop, no, and we're going to tackle more of this one: the decision-making process, the delegation process, um, lahat to, no, lahat, and it would be a very good drill for each and every one of you, especially doon po sa mga may groups na, may organization or may mga downlines na. Kasi as the organization grew, it is very important na lahat ho ay ma-develop din po yung mga leadership characteristics po ng bawat isa. Okay? So, catch this video. Ilalagay po natin siya sa YouTube, no? And catch it there, and please do share it with your downlines as well. So thank you and bye-bye.